Let's talk about something every crypto trader has wondered. Is that profit you see on your dashboard real, or is it a fantasy? Today, we're going to figure out how much money you're actually making. You know the feeling. You log into your exchange, you see those beautiful green numbers, and you think, yes, I'm crushing it. But let me ask you a serious question. Is that number the whole story? Well, the tough answer is, it's probably not even close.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. The exchange shows you the simple, happy math. You sold for more than you bought, boom, $200 in profit. But then, reality comes knocking. Once you factor in all the little costs, your actual take-home is just $98. More than half of your profit just vanished. This is what we call the profit illusion, and we are about to pull back the curtain.
So, how do we get from that fantasy number to the real one? It all comes down to one single critical concept. It's the key that unlocks your true financial picture, your cost basis. Getting this right is the absolute first step to really understanding what's going on.
So what in the world is cost basis? Honestly, just think of it as the true all-in price you paid to get your hands on an asset. It's not just the price tag you saw when you clicked buy. No. It's that price plus every single fee that came along for the ride. And trust me, those fees are where the magic or the misery really happens.
And look at what this actually includes. You've got the purchase price of the asset, of course, but then you have to layer on the trading fees. Then any exchange fees, and sometimes the big one, those network or gas fees. Each one might seem like just a small cut, but believe me, when you add them all up, they can take a huge bite out of your investment before you've even gotten started.
Okay, so we've identified the problem. It's all those pesky hidden costs. Now for the good part. Let's look at the solution, and it's actually surprisingly simple. It all comes down to using one clear, powerful formula. And here it is. This right here is the formula for truth. It's your net proceeds, that's the cash you actually get after you subtract the selling fees, minus your total cost basis. Whatever is left over, that is your real undeniable profit or loss. Forget everything else, this is the only equation that truly matters. All right, theory is great and all, but let's actually put this into practice. We're going to take that trade from the beginning and do the math together, step by step, so we can find the real, honest-to-goodness profit. And look, it's just 3 simple steps. First, we're going to nail down exactly what it costs us to buy in the first place, our total cost basis. Second, we'll figure out what we actually walked away with from the sale, our net proceeds. And finally, the moment of truth. We find the difference to reveal our true profit. Let's break it down. Okay, let's follow the money. We start with a $5,000 purchase. But wait, there's a $50 buy fee. Right away, our cost basis jumps to $5,050. Now, the fun part. We sell for $5,200. That feels like a $200 win, right? But hold on, not so fast. There's a $52 selling fee. So the cash that actually lands in our pocket, our net proceeds, is only $5,148. So now, the moment of truth. We take our net proceeds and subtract our total cost, and our big $200 win shrinks all the way down to just $98. So, why are we going through all this trouble? Because getting this number right isn't just about making your spreadsheets look nice. This has massive, real-world consequences for your wallet, for your taxes, and for your entire trading strategy going forward. You know, it really just boils down to these 3 things. First, and this is a big one, taxes. The taxman wants to know your real capital gains, and your cost basis is a non-negotiable part of that calculation. Second, your strategy. You might think a certain type of trade is a consistent winner, but is it really? Without this data, you could be repeating a losing strategy over and over. And finally, clarity. This is about taking off the blindfold and finally knowing with absolute certainty how you're really doing. 51%. In that one simple example we just walked through, that's how much of the so-called profit just disappeared into thin air because of fees. So now you have to ask yourself, how much of your profit might just be an illusion? And that brings us right to the final and maybe the most important question. Now that you know how to find your real numbers, what are you going to do differently? Will you maybe rethink the assets you trade or the exchanges you use? Maybe your entire strategy needs a tune-up. The clarity and the power to make smarter moves is now yours. Thanks for joining us.